Hi guys, back with another custom video this time. This figure I've been working on for a while. Not necessarily because it's been difficult, just time and not having a chance to like finish it off and stuff like that. And it is one of my more challenging customs that I've made because it is a completely different figure that I've made out of parts from other figures. So yeah, so let's get into it. So as you can see, this is my attempt at a custom full power Frieza. I obviously Dragon Stars I've never released that figure, and the SH Figure Arts version is quite expensive. I know there's a third party one that's been released or on pre-order. I am debating that one, but in the meantime, this is a good placeholder. So yeah, it was a bit of fun to do, something to see what I can do with certain things, and it was just I had some parts lying around from certain figures, so I thought let's do a little bit of a kit bash and see what I can come up with. So yeah, so we'll get into it. So it is a bit of a mix of a few different series. So it's a bit of Dragon Stars, a bit of Dragon Ball Evolve. The majority is the Evolve line, and then some sculpting for myself to just kind of like make some areas a little bit more accurate. So we'll work our way down. So we'll start. So yeah, so the feet. These are from a Dragon Stars Frieza. I heated up the legs of the Dragon Stars Frieza, and I was able to like pull the feet off and peg. It was a bit difficult, but I was able to do it. So yeah, so that's that bit. Then the legs. These are the Dragon Ball Evolved Jiren's legs, I believe. Oh, is it the Broly? I can't remember. I think my legs are Jiren. No, they're the Broly. It's the Broly. Sorry. The Dragon Ball Evolved Broly legs. There, I didn't do any alterations to that except for the actual section for where the feet go into, because the peg from the Dragon Stars was a little bit too big. So I drilled a little bit into it, and but I did do it a little bit too much, so it's not the peg's not stuck in too well. So I did apply a little bit of glue, so it doesn't swivel too much at the ankle, but it's fine because the peg that attaches to the feet. I'll show you in a bit of the articulation because I'll explain why in a bit. But yeah, so the feet still do rotate. It's just the ankle itself doesn't swivel or anything like that. Legs are fine. The torso. That is Jiren's torso. So yeah, there we go. Dragon Ball Evolve Jiren's torso. And then the arms are Dragon Ball Evolve Broly mixed with Jiren's. That was it, yeah. So there's a bit of a mix. So the arms are Broly, but the shoulder pieces are Jiren's because Jiren's shoulders were a little bit larger than Broly's. So I thought that would be easier to use. And then the head is also a Dragon Stars Frieza. And then the tail is just a custom complete by myself. Like I use some like air dry light clay, so it is like feather light, because I didn't want to make it too heavy, because I'll do it in another video, but there's another figure that I used a lot of like clay to sculpt and stuff like that. I didn't make it very heavy. I didn't want it to be too heavy because he is really like the chest is quite bulky, the shoulders and stuff like that, so I didn't want to add too much more weight to it. So I went for the light clay, some hard wearing clay here to like attach it to it, because I did try to drill it in, but because of the way the Dragon Ball Evolved figure is, that there's not much plastic in between for like space for like something to be inserted to, so the tail doesn't articulate. It does swivel slightly, which I'll show later, but I don't need it to really. It's okay. So yeah, so they're all the parts I used, and obviously I've painted it. The painting was the worst part about it. Trying to get the right shade, and yeah, it was quite difficult to do it. And then like the arms, it was just constantly peeling. Like I've had in previous issues or previous customs and stuff like that. Like I can't figure out how to stop the paint peeling from like the joints and stuff like that. I have no idea what to do. So I kind of just carried on and just accepted it. Luckily, the skin tone for that isn't too obvious, so it was okay. But yeah, so like I said, I've done some painting, some sculpting, some battle damage onto it and stuff like that. And I think it's turned out okay for like a placeholder. It's not great for like really looking into the detail and it posing. We'll see. I've not posed it yet. I have literally only just finished making it 10 minutes ago. So yeah, time will tell. I'll probably post some photos on my Instagram page of obviously how he poses and stuff like that, because he's going to go with my SH Figure Arts Legendary Super Saiyan Goku. So that's the intent. So yeah, so we'll do a little bit of movement on camera, but I know there's a certain area on this figure that's really annoying and flawed, and yeah, but I'll show it in a minute. So yeah, what I found though is Dragon Ball Evolve figures are obviously on the smaller size. That's why I used those, and also their articulation in the legs is by miles better than Dragon Stars, which I don't actually understand how. I think it's like to do with like this specific area. And like the thigh swivel. I don't understand why Dragon Stars haven't done that, but Dragon Ball Evolve do. Yeah. So we'll take a closer look into it. So here he is. So it's not perfect. Like I said, it's a little bit of a mix mash and stuff like that. So we'll do a little bit of taking apart. As you can see, that was very easy. So this arm specifically I was having a lot of issues with, because I did want to create as much articulation as possible. And I know with the Dragon Ball Evolve, the arms do tend to fall off because of the way the peg is, and it just wasn't working. So I was able to, so what I did was, that one sticks in very well. But basically, I kind of like scooped this bit out. I drilled all this out, so it meant that it can do like basically that, like the peg itself can like rest in. However, while doing this one, I went a bit too aggressive on the peg hole, which means then when this sits into here, it doesn't really connect. It literally is so loose. So when posing this one, this arm falls off all the time. Like while I was messing around, like finishing the figure off, it falls off literally all the time, and it's infuriating. But luckily, I am only going to pose it and then leave it at that. So I will probably do a pose where it does involve his left arm being involved. It'll probably be like at the back of him, so it's offset. But yeah, as you can hear, that it is still sticking. But like I said, I couldn't figure out. So I did a bit of shading as well. I thought I'd try and draw away from like the imperfections by like adding some little bit of detail, which is why I've done the battle damage. But yeah, so it still has the bicep swivel, the arm, and then the wrist. So that goes well. And also this is just an absolute dog's dinner, but you can't see it because once the arm's in, basically the chest has come out by quite far. I think it's like started here, it's now obviously out here. And same for the traps, they were like here and I've gone up here. So there's a lot of like sculpting that was needed and like drilling to like make it a little bit more like nice and smooth when that goes on. So there's no like catching and stuff like that. I feel like I've overdone this side a little bit to try and help with this one, try and stick in, because like that falls off very easily. But this one, it does stay in a bit better. Like it does want to come out, but it is holding on. So I think I left this just enough for this one to grab. So yeah, the arm is okay. It does what it does. Like I said, it sticks on. It still has his ab crunch, but not too much, because it is a Dragon Ball Evolve figure, but better than Dragon Star. So yeah, so he's able to do that. So I keep knocking the camera and then come up quite far. You can still do that. What I tried to do, see, that one actually did come off then. Ah, no, there we go. See, I'm gonna take these off for a sec. But yeah, so I tried to keep as much as I could of the Dragon Ball Evolve articulation, because that was the whole reason I chose to use this figure for it. So yeah, both legs the same. I clearly have painted this one better than this one. So this one's like caught. Oh, it's not focusing. There you go. So yeah, that's actually intended. That's not a scuff. But yeah, so like I said, it's done all right. It's like I said, of the tail. So yeah, so that's all it can do is just literally twist. But yeah, so I'm just gonna put its arms back on the camera. But yeah, so like I said, I'll show the back of the figure as well, because that's not the prettiest, but luckily the size of the arms, it kind of like deters away from it and stuff like that, because like I said, I'm not like a master at this craft. Like, I don't know how to do some of the customs that some people do and stuff. And I also don't have the money. I only ever do customs with what I've got around with me. So yeah, I'll show Frieza's back. So yeah, so I scooped a lot of the figure out so that I'm allowed for like this to like drop backwards. So it can fit, see it sits in quite well. So you couldn't tell, and obviously if you then turn to the front, then you can see it, and it's the same vice versa. If you then push the shoulders forward, they look a little bit better, like that. But then obviously it's super exposed at the back, which I'm fine with, so yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, I only ever make a custom of a figure that I've got stuff lying around of spares, or like a double. So if I have 2 figures, I'll use that other one as a custom. That's all I'll ever do it with, and that's just because I don't have the finances to then spend loads of money on something that I'm not very good at, so I will only mess around with what I can do. So yeah, so that's why I was happy to use a couple of the Dragon Ball Evolve, because they were lying around from like other customs I've done. So yeah, but yeah, so like I said, it's been a bit of a muffle video, because like I said, I've not long finished him. I just kind of wanted to show him, because I've got a few more customs that I want to just quickly go over in another video and stuff like that, and just show you guys what I've done. But yeah, I'm very happy with what it's come out as. It's a lot better than I actually thought it was going to be. There's definitely areas that I would improve on, and there's definitely things that it's really lacking in. But when you compare that, well, I had spares from so it's 2 different figures from Dragon Ball Evolve, which is £10, that's 20, and then a £20 Dragon Stars. So that's £40 in total for a full power Frieza, which when you look at it is really good. But also I didn't spend £40. The second Frieza was bought for intended purpose for another figure, so I had spare parts like spare feet, spare head and stuff like that. So it's kind of like that £20 Dragon Stars Frieza's been split 2 ways. So when I look at it in that way, I'm very happy with how much I've spent on this figure and how it's turned out for that cost. So yeah, but if you guys have any advice on what I can do to improve, I'm always open to listen to, and I'll happily take it on board and do areas that I can help improve on. But I also would like to know if you guys like this figure and how it's turned out and stuff like that, because to me it's good, but to others it may absolutely be dreadful. So, but yeah, I'm just going to do a quick comparison so you can see how he stands against the full power Super Legendary Super Saiyan. So he is a little bit tall, Frieza is, in comparison to the SH Figure Arts Goku, but I think once he then, like, because I've stood him up really straight, because he is leaning back a little bit here, so his like feet are leaning back. Once I like properly position him, I think he'll probably be the right level that I think he can be. I may again come back and take some height off the legs. I may take around, do whichever side, maybe the top of the leg or the bottom, just to trim them down. I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I'm very happy with how it's turned out. So yeah, again, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry for all the rambling. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the rambling, but I hope you like the figure. And if you do, please pop it in the comments what you like about it, and also what you'd like me to do in the future, if there's any figures you'd like me to review or do customs of or showcase or whatever. So yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care.